Here at Homestead High School Media, we're taking steps to stay safe during the COVID-19 pandemic. That includes limiting the number of workers in the TV studio and wearing masks when not on camera. We also socially distance our anchors each week at the news desk. In the studios, we limit the number of people allowed in at a time, and even our mics wear masks. Thank you for doing your part in helping fight COVID-19.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back as we prepare for tip-off of Homestead Huntington North tonight. Let's go through the starting lineup real quick. For the Huntington North Vikings at the guard position, sophomore 5'10", Taylor Double, number 2. Number 12, Kiana Jennings, the 5'6" sophomore. Number 20, Grace Sell, the 5'7" junior. Number 21, 5'4" junior, Leia Campbell. And down low at center, number 55, the 6'1" senior, Caitlin Arnold. And for the Homestead Spartans, number 12, the point guard, 5'6" senior, Grace Sullivan. Then the 5'7" sophomore guard, number 20, Molly Stock. And in the front court, the 5'10" sophomore forward, number 22, Allison Stevens. The 5'9" junior forward, number 30, Maggie Kensley. And at the wing, the 6'3" junior, number 34, Ayanna Patterson. And real quick, Anthony, what are your keys to the game?
I think the top key to the game for Homestead is just to continue to do what they've been doing. Let Ayanna Patterson do her work. Don't get too crazy from beyond the arc, and just work together, pass the ball around, and stay locked down on defense.
Certainly will be a huge factor in today's game. And we're getting ready for tip-off. For Huntington North, it will be Caitlin Arnold, and for Homestead, Ayanna Patterson. As we prepare for the start of tonight's matchup, Homestead and Huntington North. Tipping off right now, Homestead with it. Grace Sullivan will take it up. Passes to Stock. Stock on the right wing. Finds Kinsley at the top, who passes to Sullivan. Sullivan inside to Patterson, takes a shot, doesn't fall, but Stock is able to get the rebound and passes to Stevens. Stevens passes inside, and now Kinsley with it. Kinsley out to Stevens. Stock with it at the perimeter. Sullivan now with it at the top of the key. Passes out to Stock on the right wing. Gives it back Tensley and takes a shot, and it's able to fall from the top of the key. 4-3, Homestead up 3-0. 7:22 left in the first. Huntington North with it now. Jennings passes, and now it's Campbell with it, who goes over to Jennings. Jennings looking. She passes to Sell. Sell. And now it's Double with it. She cuts inside, but blocked by Patterson. And it will go out of bounds off Patterson. A great defensive play from the Spartans as Huntington North will inbound it with 7:06 left, down 3-0. Double trying to find somebody to pass to. Is able to get Sell. Sell on the right wing inside to Campbell. Campbell goes up for a shot, blocked by Patterson again. And now Homestead with the rebound. Sullivan taking it up. She's going to cut inside, but she's blocked by Taylor Double. And it goes out of bounds off of Huntington North. Homestead will inbound it. So far, great defensive play with 6:53 left. Homestead up 3-0.
And Patterson with those 2 blocks on the last possession, just key to defensive strategy.
And Stock takes the inbound and the 3, and it falls. Homestead up 6-0 now with 6:45 left. Huntington North ball. Now it's Sell with it inside. She takes a pull-up. J not going to fall. Rebounded by Double. Double passes out to Campbell. Campbell over to Jennings, who passes to Double. Double to Sell. Sell able to get it out to Jennings. Jennings, they're spending a lot of time at the perimeter looking for some space. Double gets it and passes to Sell, who's fouled. I believe they're going to call a blocking foul on Maggie Kensley. It'll stay with Huntington North. Taylor Double is going to inbound it with 6:15 left. Homestead up 6-0. Inbound to Campbell. Campbell passes to Sell. Sell on the left wing. Tries to cut inside, can't find space. Passes out to Double, who gives it to Jennings. Jennings to Sell. Sell now with it. Still out in the perimeter. Passes to Double to the right wing. Campbell with it now. Now Campbell with it. Passes to Sell. Sell to Double. They're really spending a lot of time at the perimeter. Can't seem to find any space. Double's trapped by Kensley. Passes inside to Arnold. Arnold gives it over to Jennings. Jennings to Sell. And now Double with it again. 5:30 left in the first. Taking a lot of time with this possession. Sell with it in the left corner. It's stolen by Patterson, and now Homestead's able to stop the possession. Patterson on the fast break. Can't get the layup to fall. Rebounded by Taylor Double for the Vikings. She crosses the timeline and prepares for another Huntington North possession. She gives it to Jennings, who passes to Campbell. And now it's Double with it. Passes in the corner to Sell. Sorry, that's Jennings. Jennings caught up in a jump with Patterson. They'll call it.
And Homestead has just done it, you've been seeing it, has done an excellent job playing an effective zone defense, not letting Huntington North get inside the perimeter.
So far, both teams have been playing great defense. And the inbound was Double, who passed to Campbell. Campbell inside pass to Arnold, but she's blocked by Patterson. Patterson's third block, and she gets the rebound for Homestead. Stock with it now. Sullivan taking it. Kensley to Patterson. A pull-up J from the free throw line falls for Patterson. Homestead up 8-0 now with 4:38 left in the first. Double's going to take it up for the Vikings. Barking out a play, trying to cut inside. Kensley guarding closely. She passes out to Sell. Sell to Campbell. Campbell over to Jennings, who gives it back to Double. Double, they're still out on the perimeter. She takes a three, and it's not going to fall, but rebounded by Arnold for the Vikings. And the pass to Double was stolen by Kensley. Homestead with it now, and it's Patterson driving inside on the fast break. She's fouled by Grace Sell. And she'll go, and it'll be Patterson going to the line, 4-2. 4:08 left. Homestead's up 8-0.
Homestead, again, just doing a great defensive job. They're just staying quick on their feet, not letting any passes get off. That's, I think, probably the fourth turnover for Huntington North this game.
And that's Patterson making the first free throw. One more, and Homestead will be up 10-0 halfway through the first quarter. And it's not going to fall, but rebounded by Kensley of the Spartans. They will retain possession. Stock with it now, passes to Sullivan. Sullivan to Stevens from the right wing. The three falls. And Homestead is up 12-0 now with 3:34 left in the first.
Talked about Homestead needing to be better from beyond the arc, and there you go, 1 for 1 on this game so far.
And now Jennings with it for the Huntington North Vikings as they're out at the perimeter. Campbell with it. She tries to drive inside, passes to Double, but she can't hang on to the ball. Another turnover for the Vikings. And Coach Matt Hines is going to call a timeout, trying to rally the troops together as they are down 12-0 with 3:36 left in the first.
Homestead has just gone off to a dominant start, kind of as we expected them to. Ayanna Patterson is playing MVP potential. She's gotten 4 blocks, a couple steals, and already 3 points on the game. Just playing a dominant ball, really using her height advantage too as well, and just being really quick down the court.
Overall, Patterson having a great game so far. She's had 3 blocks. She's been able to get a lot of opportunities off of the fast break, really leading the Spartan team as expected from her. And now it's Homestead with it after the timeout, up 12-0 here in the first. Sullivan takes it, passes to Stock on the right wing, who gives it to Patterson inside. Tries to get the layup, can't get it to fall, but gets the putback and the shot. Patterson again. Homestead up 14-0 now with 3:19 in the first. Huntington North's gonna take it, it's double. She gives it to Holzinger, who gives it right back to double, and she makes the layup, and Huntington North finally on the board, 14-2 with 3 minutes left in the first. Homestead with it now. Stevens gives it inside to Patterson, who's gonna pass out to Stevens, to Sullivan, across court to Stock in the left wing, calls out a play. Kinsley open at the top of the key. Now she calls out a play. Passes over to Stock. Stock to Sullivan at the top of the key. Drives inside, passes out to Kinsley for 3, and it falls. Homestead again. Up 15 now, 17-2 with 2:30 left in the first. And Huntington North's gonna take it. It's double across the timeline, who passes to Holzinger. Holzinger to Jennings. Jennings at the left wing, the perimeter, passes to Holzinger. She passes to Arnold, to Campbell, over to Jennings. Jennings at the perimeter to Holzinger. Holzinger dishes inside. Holzinger with it to Arnold. Arnold to double, who takes a 3, and she is able to hit it, their first 3 of the game, and now the lead shortened for the Spartans, only up 12, 17-5 with a minute 50 left in the first. Patterson with it inside, and caught up in a jump ball. The ball will stay with Homestead.
And Taylor Double has really seemed to get everything going here for the Vikings now. She has been leading the team in almost every single category, and she's what this team needs to get back in this game.
Homestead with it now. Patterson, top of the key, drives inside and is able to get wide open lane, and the layup falls. She's having a great game so far, up 19-5. And now it's Huntington North with it, as Jennings at the left wing cuts inside. Patterson guarding closely, forced to pass to double, gives it to Holzinger, who's now with it inside, passes out to Jennings, and now it's double with it again at the perimeter. A minute 15 left in the first. Huntington North has to get a play going. Campbell's gonna cut inside to Arnold. Arnold looking for some space, guarded by Patterson, forced to pass out to double. Huntington North really passing it around. Arnold with it now inside, passes to Campbell for 3, and it doesn't fall. Rebounded by Kinsley for the Spartans. 54 seconds left for the Spartans to get some points. Now it's Sullivan with it. She cuts inside, passes out to Stevens for 3, not gonna fall. Rebounded by Double of the Vikings. 40 seconds left in the first. Double's gonna take it. Passes inside to Arnold. Dishes to Holzinger. Holzinger to Campbell, who cuts inside and is able to get the foul and 1. They'll call that one on Helmkamp. Huntington North some much needed points near the end of the first.
I think part of the reasons why Huntington North has fallen a bit behind, although they are coming back now, is just small mistakes that they've been making. The pass inside to Holzinger was mishandled and cost Huntington North 2 points. That would have been needed.
There's been a lot of situations so far where the Homestead defense has just taken over and really disrupted Huntington North. Substitution made for the Spartans as Helmkamp comes out, Stock comes in, and Campbell makes the free throw for the Vikings, as it's now 19-8 with 30 seconds left in the first. It's Grace Sullivan gonna take it up for the Spartans, crosses the timeline. Now it's Kinsley with it at the top of the key. Patterson with it now. Patterson to Stock. Stock passes to Sullivan, dishes to Stevens. Stevens back to Kinsley at the top of the key. 10 seconds left, have to get something going. Sullivan with it now. Haven't cut inside yet. Stock with it, 5 seconds left. Patterson at the perimeter to Kinsley. 1 second, has to get a shot, can't get it off, tries to pass inside to Patterson, but the time runs out before she can take the shot. And Homestead's going to have the lead as we enter the second quarter, 19-8. What a start for the Spartans.
And this was pretty predicted. What has shown up, Ayanna Patterson just being her dominant self as always, just playing with that insane potential that she has.
Great game so far from Patterson and the Spartans overall. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back for the second quarter. Homestead up 19-8.
Rethink your limits.
Here at Homestead High School Media, we're taking steps to stay safe during the COVID-19 pandemic. That includes limiting the number of workers in the TV studio and wearing masks when not on camera. We also socially distance our anchors each week at the news desk. In the studios, we limit the number of people allowed in at a time, and even our mics wear masks. Thank you for doing your part in helping fight COVID-19.
It's off, and Sell has it now. Passes to Jennings. Jennings at the top of the key, over to Holzinger. Holzinger to Sell. Sell at the top of the key now, double. Huntington North really playing from the perimeter primarily, spending a lot of time out there as Double takes it from the left wing. Can't find any room to cut inside, guarded closely by Kinsley. And Sell takes a three in the corner after taking the pass, and it falls. Actually, they're going to call it a two. It'll be Homestead still up 19-10, though, with 7:20 left in the second. Sullivan's going to take it up for the Spartans. Now Stevens with it. Over to Patterson at the top of the key. Passes to Stock. Looking for some space. Finds Stevens, who's going to drive inside. Decides to pass out to Stock instead. Gives it to Patterson in tight defense, and they're going to call a reach-in foul on Grace Sell, I believe. That pass was really into a lot of defense. Patterson was practically double guarded there. Was able to draw the contact and the foul, as Homestead will inbound it, up 19-10 with 6:58 left.
And Stock has been making some tricky passes, being able to dish them out to Ayanna Patterson during this game so far, just showing Homestead why they can excel.
And Stock takes the inbound and the three. That was a great inbound play by the Spartans. They're up 22-10 now with 6:45 left. Huntington North with it now on the other end. Holzinger passes to Double in the left corner, guarded closely by Kinsley. Really no space, and forced to pass out, and now Campbell with it near the half-court stripe. And now it's Stock with close defense. Great defense so far from the Spartans, as Jennings has it in the left corner. Now passes out to Holzinger. Holzinger to Double looking. And now it's Holzinger with it inside, and she is fouled by Allison Stevens on the shot, as she will go to the line for two. That's Allison Stevens' second personal of the game. Homestead up 22-10 now, 6:09 left.
Homestead has made 4 out of 4 from the three-point line. I just want to point that out real quick. That's something that we know they've been struggling and only shooting 19% going into this game, and now 4 for 4 from beyond the arc.
A lot of improvement shown. First free throw is made by Holzinger, and she also makes the second. And now Homestead with it. Evie Bottoms is in the game now for the Spartans, as Kinsley takes at the top of the key, passes over to Bottoms. Bottoms inside to Patterson, blocked, but Bottoms gets it right back. Passes out to Stock, who gives it to Sullivan, who's going to drive inside and pass right back out to Stock. Over to Kinsley in the right corner. Now it's Sullivan with it at the top of the key. Evie Bottoms wide open, took the pass from Sullivan, and the three falls for the Spartans. 25-12 now.
That is 5 for 5 from beyond the arc. Whoever is taking the shot just seems to be able to make it.
They're having a great game from beyond so far, and Huntington North travels as they take it up. And it has just been a tough day for the Vikings offense. Homestead playing some great defense early, up 25-12 with 5:30 left in the second. Homestead with it now. Grace Sullivan takes a shot at the top of the key, doesn't fall, rebounded by Holzinger. And Huntington North is what has it now. And Double tried to get a pass off to Jennings, but intercepted by Sullivan. It goes out of bounds. Huntington North will retain possession, though, with 5:15 left in the second.
Homestead's playing a turnover defense in this game, really eyeing just trying to take the ball away.
Now it's Holzinger with it. Gives it to Jennings. Huntington North ball at the top of the key. Passes to Holzinger. Double with it now, the left corner. And now it's Jennings with it again. Still around the perimeter, Huntington North now passes inside to Jennings. And over to Holzinger. And now it's Dennis with it. Dennis to Jennings. Now Campbell gonna take it at the right corner, passes inside to Double. Can't get a clean pass. It's stolen by Kinsley of the Spartans, and Sullivan's gonna take it. Now Patterson with it inside, a fast break layup, not gonna fall. Rebounded by Double for the Vikings as she crosses the timeline and prepares for another Huntington North possession. And pass to Holzinger. Didn't get it clean. I believe it was Evie Bottoms who was able to get in the way of that pass. However, Huntington North's gonna keep possession. 4:23 left, Homestead up 25-27.
Huntington North's been in possession for most of the half. Homestead's hasn't really gotten many chances to score, but their defense is staying locked down.
And Double's gonna take the inbound play and run with it, but can't get the layup to fall. Rebounded by Patterson of the Spartans. She goes quick to the other side and can't get the shot off, but Sullivan with the rebound and the putback. Just like that, Homestead a quick 2 points. 4 minutes left, up 27-12, and now it's Huntington North with it. Double, at the top of the key, passes to Sell. Sell at the right wing at the perimeter, cuts inside, a great spin move on Evie Bottoms, but she can't get the shot to back it up. Rebounded by Patterson. Homestead ball now as she tries to cut inside with a great Euro step layup. And it appears after the shot she took a little bit of contact, and she's gonna go take a moment on the bench for a minute. Stevens will come in for Patterson. 29-12 now with 3:38 left. That's something you never want to see as a Spartan fan. But now it's Huntington North with it as the game resumes. And Jennings is going to have it at the left wing, passes to Double. Double inside, looking for some space, but Kinsley all over her on defense. Now it's Jennings with it at the left wing. Still out on the perimeter to Double. Double over to Campbell. Campbell at the right wing, cuts inside on Stock. Blocked by Sullivan, who came in on some great defense. Was able to help out Molly Stock down low and block it out of bounds. Huntington North with it, but the layup stopped for the Vikings.
And now even with Ayanna Patterson out of the game, Homestead doesn't even look phased, still making their clutch defensive plays, stopping Huntington North, and the score is still the same.
Now Taylor Double with it on the inbound. Passes inside to Arnold, trying to cut in on Stevens, and she's able to get the layup inside. Caitlin Arnold with the shot. And now it's 29-14 with 2:49 left, Homestead up. Evie Bottoms with it on the other side for the Spartans. Now Stevens, who passes to Sullivan. Sullivan finds Stock at the top of the key for three, and she hits it. Wide open from beyond. You can't leave her open. One of the best shooters on this team, and now it's 32-14, Homestead up with 2:30 left in the second.
Homestead is still yet to miss a three-pointer, now 6 for 6, just looking unbelievable.
And now it's Caitlin Arnold with it for the Vikings as she takes a shot on the other end. Doesn't fall. Stock with the rebound. Passes to Sullivan across the timeline. And they're going to call a travel on Sullivan. And just like that, Huntington North will get the ball right back. Down 32-14 with 2:12 left.
Allison Stevens having a little bit of a rough game. Already 2 personal fouls, only 3 points in that travel call on her right there. Coach Barker clearly not pleased with that.
And Double going to take a pull-up three off of the inbound. It doesn't fall. Rebounded by Sullivan and the Spartans. Actually, it was Kensley who passed to Sullivan, and now across the court, it's Sullivan with it at the top of the key. Minute 47 left. Over to Stock at the right wing. Stevens with it now. Sullivan at the left wing. Now to Bottoms at the top of the key. Takes a three, doesn't fall. One of the few misses Homestead has had from beyond, and now Arnold at the rebound for the Vikings, and Double's gonna take it up for him. And now it's Jennings with it at the top of the key. Sell gets the pass over to Double. Looking for some space. Passes out to Campbell. Campbell to Double. Double to Sell. Sell takes the screen from Arnold. Can't find some space inside. Cuts anyways. Can't get the layup off. Stock with the rebound, but stolen right back by Sell. And then she tried to pass over to Jennings and stolen right back by the Spartans. Sullivan with it. She got the steal and the ball for Homestead. Stock with it now. That's to Stevens at the top of the key. It takes a shot from beyond, doesn't fall. Rebounded by Campbell for the Vikings. 44 seconds left. 32-14.
Coach Parker's on the sideline calling for patience, calling for Homestead to just slow down, take a deep breath, and get into halftime, and hopefully get Ayanna Patterson back in the second half.
Now Taylor Double with it at the top of the key with less than half a minute left. Probably gonna hold the ball as Arnold has it. Now back to Double. Like I said, they're probably gonna hold the ball and wait for the time to run down so they can have the final possession of the first half. 14 seconds left, Double still with it. Trying to clear open some space at the top of the key. Can't cut inside, passes to Campbell who's with it. 4 seconds left, stolen by Stock. They get a chance to get the shot off. Stock takes the three and it doesn't fall at the end of the half. And as we hit the halfway point, Homestead up 32-14 on the Spartans. So far, a great game from Homestead as the Vikings just can't seem to get things going on offense.
And Homestead, they're shooting 75% from the three-point line, which is just so effective because that is something you have not seen out of them this season. They've clearly gotten their mojo back, and they're being the three-point team they were last season with Stock, Stevens, Sullivan, and Bottoms all with threes this game.
Just so far, a great game from this Homestead offense, and their defense has been playing Huntington North closely, forcing a lot of turnovers. There has not been much that Huntington North can do on both sides. It seems like Homestead really owning this game, and that's primarily why they have this 18-point lead halfway through the game.
And even with Ayanna Patterson now, I mean, you could still see that there was a difference as Huntington North was able to get 5 points in the last 2 minutes without Ayanna Patterson. But even without her, this Homestead team was just excelling. On offense, they were passing the ball around, headed by Grace Sullivan, who's just so quick with the ball and was able to pass it to all corners of the court and just get the shots off, get the threes off, and put them in the basket.
And we're going to go to a short break here at halftime, but stay tuned as we'll be back for the halftime show of today's matchup between Homestead and Huntington North. Your halftime score, once again, Homestead 32, Huntington North 14. We'll be right back.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Between Homestead and Huntington North. If you're just joining us, Homestead's up 32-14 over the Vikings. And Anthony, just what did you see from that first half?
Well, I think we saw kind of what we were expecting. Homestead coming out strong on offense, but a couple things that we weren't expecting. Mainly the three-point shooting for Homestead, which again has struggled earlier in the season, just coming out so dominant. And then the lockdown zone defense by Homestead, barely letting Huntington North get inside the perimeter, just complete shutdown.
Yeah, great game from Homestead on both sides of the court. Seems like Huntington North can't seem to get things going yet. Only 14 points in one half. That's something you never want to see from your offense. And they just have to be able to get things going as they enter the locker room and prepare for the second half of today's game. And speaking of preparing for the second half, Patterson was a little shaken up at the end of that second quarter. Assuming she comes back, Homestead is safe, but you always want her on the court, especially as the star player of this team.
And my guess, if Patterson will be back, as she was sitting at the possession table to come back into the game and just never had the chance in the last minute. But my guess is she will come back in the second half, and if they get out to a safe enough lead, which I think right now they have a pretty safe lead, but they can secure it a little more, then they can take Patterson out, risk an injury less, because you saw she took a hard fall after that really good Euro step and just went straight out of the game, pretty much took herself out of the game because she knew she was in pain, and you could see her on pain in the sidelines just trying to wipe away the tears and get back out onto the court before the half ended.
Yeah, it seemed like just a situation where she got a little rattled on that shot, a little shaken up. She'll definitely, more than likely, come back in for the Spartans. As you said, she was ready to go back in as that first half ended. And now let's get into a look around the SAC, as yesterday Carroll played East Noble and was able to handle the Knights 77-33. That puts Carroll at a great start to their season.
I didn't really expect much out of that game. East Noble's not really the strongest squad in the world, and Carroll, they're always a threat. They're always looking good, so there are no surprises coming out of this game. Carroll's definitely a team you're going to watch out for later in the season.
Carroll, definitely a scary team in the SAC, and they really proved how good they are as they dominated the Knights by 44. Speaking of domination, this time in SAC play, Bishop Dwenger took on Northside. Dwenger was 1-4 heading into this game, but still manhandled the Legends 81-27.
And again, this game doesn't come as much of a surprise. Mainly, the domination might a little bit of how well Dwenger played, but Northside hasn't really been that successful of a team in the past few years, so it's not too surprised that they lost this game. I guess it's just the domination by Bishop Dwenger that comes as a little bit of a shocker.
Yeah, Dwenger last season struggled a little bit in SAC play, but early in the season took care of business against interconference opponent Northside. And today there's a good amount of games going on in the SAC. First off, two undefeated squads, two very proven squads in the state, not just in the area, but in the state. Fort Wayne Concordia Cadets of the SAC, they're 4-0, traveling over to take on Norwell.
I think Concordia, they're going to win this game. I think that they've just looked so strong. Their first 4 games of the season, they just look absolutely unbeatable, winning every single game by double digits. I just don't see a way that they can lose to Norwell, and I can definitely see them as a true threat to Homestead and Southside in this SAC.
So far, Concordia's been playing great ball, and I'm going to agree with you. I think that they can be a threat in the SAC to Homestead, to Southside, to Carroll, to these teams that have really proven themselves in recent seasons. And I'm going to take Concordia in this one also against Norwell. And Bishop Dwenger, they're coming off of that huge victory against Northside, traveling across the city to take on 2A's Blackhawk Christian at 6-1.
I think Blackhawk Christian is going to win this game despite being a smaller school, but it'll probably be a close game. Just Bishop Dwenger, they show that they have offensive potential against Northside, but I still think Blackhawk Christian is going to win this game. They've always been a good basketball school, and I think that'll stay.
I'm going to take Blackhawk Christian too. Like you said, they're a perennial basketball program. And how about Snyder at 2-0? They're going to go up against Heritage, who's 4-3. That's a game that Snyder certainly wants to win, head into conference play undefeated.
I think Snyder, they have this game pretty much in the bag. Heritage, although they're 4-3 with a winning record, they're a smaller school with a not quite as talented squad. So I'm definitely going to be taking Snyder in this game. I think that they can win this game. And you saw them against Huntington North. They put up a very good game against Huntington North, the same way Homestead is right now. So they could definitely be another team to mess with Homestead's season down the line.
I'm going to take Snyder in this one. They're like you said, I think they're another team that could cause a little bit of trouble, maybe be a dark horse in the SAC. Last season, they really struggled. Homestead put up 96 against Snyder back last year. That was the highest amount of points that they had in a game. But I think they'll be able to bounce back this season. I think it starts with a victory against Heritage. And finally, Lakewood Park at 4-1, traveling to Fort Wayne to take on winless Northside.
Despite Northside being winless, I still think Northside might win this game just because Lakewood Park, their competition that they've played is pretty small. Yes, they're 4-1, but they're 4-1 against smaller schools, whereas Northside is 0-4 against much larger and better programs. So I'm going to be taking Northside.
I'm going to be taking Northside too. I think they get that 0-4 off their slate, turn it into 1-4, get some momentum going over there. And with that, we're going to go to a short break, but stay tuned for the second half of Homestead Huntington North when we return from the other side. Your score at halftime, Homestead 32, Huntington North 14. You're listening or watching to Homestead Athletics. We'll be right back. Can't get the shot off. Great defense by double of the Vikings, and she gets the rebound too. Vikings with it now. And now it's Sell with it. Sell over. Now it's Sell with it. And she's at the top of the key. Can't find any space to drive inside and passes out to Campbell. Campbell to double. Now Jennings with it. Campbell takes the pass from Jennings, but can't get a pass off to double, stolen by Kinsley of the Spartans. Homestead with it on the fast break. Patterson inside gets the layup to fall. A great start to the second half for Homestead as they're up 20 now with 7:11 left in the third.
And with that shot, Patterson has once again another game in double digits. I think that's her 5th game on the season. Every single game so far, she's had double digits.
Now double with it for the Vikings. In the right corner, guarded closely by Kinsley. And now it's Campbell with it. She drives inside, can't find space. Passes out to Arnold, who gives it out to double at the top of the key. Passes back to Campbell. Campbell right back to double inside. And now it's Jennings with it. Passes out to Campbell at the top of the key. Still around the perimeter, Huntington North is. And double with it now. Guarded by Kinsley. Can't take the screen by Arnold and can't get a clean pass off to Campbell. And it'll be Homestead ball. Turnover will go on double. And Maggie Kinsley will inbound it for the Spartans and gives it over to Sullivan as she crosses the timeline. 6:23 left, Homestead up 34-14. Stock with it, drives inside, finds Patterson to the left wing, but she can't hit the shot. Rebounded by Kinsley, she gets the putback. And Homestead up 36-14 now with 6:11 left in the third. Sell's gonna take it for the Vikings, passes to double to Sell. Sell trying to drive inside, can't find any space, passes out to double. And now it's Jennings with it. Jennings passes to Campbell. Campbell inside to Arnold. Arnold hands it off to Campbell, who takes a three, doesn't fall. Rebounded by Jennings, though, at the perimeter just before it went out of bounds. Huntington North with it again. as Double in the left wing passes to Arnold, over to Sell. Sell to Campbell in the right wing. Tries to get to Sell, but turns it over. And now it's Homestead with it. Patterson on the fast break. Can't get the layup to fall, though. And now it's Huntington North with it. Fast-paced offense from both teams as Double's on the fast break. Passes inside to Sell. Can't get the shot off, blocked by Patterson. Rebounded, though, by Huntington North as Jennings ends up with it and takes the three. It falls. Now Homestead only up 36-17 with 5 minutes left in the third. And Stevens has it now. Passes inside to Patterson, and she's fouled by Caitlin Arnold on the double team. And now Patterson will be going to the line for two. And quick substitutions coming in for Huntington North as Addison Dennis and Emma Holzinger will be coming in after this free throw by Patterson, which falls. Now it's 37-17. Those two will be coming in for Campbell and Arnold, respectively. 4:58 left in the third. Homestead up big, and Homestead's going to substitute as well. Sydney Freem's going to come in for Allison Stevens.
And on that last defensive possession for Homestead, they had just a little bit of breakdown. The first weakness they've seen, they left a wide open Kiana Jennings.
We have a wedgie. We have a wedgie, ladies and gentlemen. Patterson could not hit the free throw, and it's not going to go. It'll be Huntington North ball. Homestead still up 20 though, with 4:58 left. And now the Vikings taking it. Double across the timeline.
That is just an odd scenario that you never see.
It's a beautiful scenario, though. One of the beauties of this sport. And now Double with it, cutting inside. Passes to Dennis. Dennis to Sell. Sell in the left wing. Gives it to Double at the left corner. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Double. Traveled before she could get the pass off to Holzinger. And it will be Homestead ball with 4:35 left, up 37-17 in the third.
Homestead has not fouled once during this half so far, staying pretty clean and just working with the ball.
Patterson took the inbound and immediately drove inside, got the layup to fall, and now Homestead's up 39-17 with 4:20 left in the third. Double's going to take it across the timeline for the Vikings. Gives it to Sell. Sell to Jennings at the top of the key, back to Double. Over to Holzinger, Sell with it now. Tried to get a pass off to Jennings, but tipped by Sullivan, out of bounds. It'll be it'll be Huntington North ball, as Double will inbound it with 4:05 left, still down 22. Double can't find anybody open and gets not a clean pass off, and now Patterson steals it and is on the fast break again, but can't get the layup to fall. Rebounded by Holzinger for the Vikings. Double with it, takes an outlet pass over to Dennis, and Dennis can't get the shot to fall. Freem with the rebound, and now Homestead with it. Sullivan on the fast break. Passes out to Kensley, who drives inside, can't get the shot, but gets the rebound and the contact on the putback, as she will go to the line for two.
As the third foul on Huntington North this half already, it seems a little bit early to start fouling, if I'd say, but...
You think it's intentional already?
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that Huntington North definitely needs to stay a lot more clean, because they're giving Homestead all these free points right here as that shot goes in for Maggie Kinsley. And Huntington North, their defense, it's struggling so far. It is struggling this half. Ayanna Patterson is just able to blow through them way too easily, and the passing game has just been so good for Homestead.
The second free throw falls for Kinsley. Substitution after that first free throw. Stevens came in for Stock. And now Vikings ball as Taylor Double takes it across the timeline. Gives it to Holzinger. Dishes out to Sell at the left wing. Takes a screen from Dennis. Drives inside but can't get the shot. Freem came right back from the screen to get the block on Jennings. And actually they're going to call that a foul. Never mind, as that will be Freem's first personal, and Sell will be going to the line for two. One of the rare times we've seen Huntington North go to the line tonight.
Sydney Freem, her job on this Homestead offense is really just to be a filler, is to be the sixth man for Homestead, come in and provide some extra height underneath. That sort of the same job for Allison Stevens on some plays, although Allison Stevens does start. But they both just provide that extra height and a chance to block alongside Ayanna Patterson.
Both free throws fall, and Homestead going to take the inbound real quick with 3:18 left. They're moving quite up-tempo as Stevens takes it from the left corner and gets the three to fall. A fast possession for the Spartans, took advantage of the Vikings. They were caught napping, and now 44-18 Homestead up as Double takes it for the Vikings across the timeline. Sell with it, passes out to Holzinger. Holzinger at the top of the key, over to Double. Passes to Sell. Sell at the left wing, takes the screen from Dennis. Couldn't find her on the pick and roll and passes out to Double, gives it to Sell in the left corner for three. Doesn't fall. Patterson with the rebound for the Spartans. Who gives it to Sullivan on the outlet pass, who gives it to Kensley inside. A great sequence, but the layup doesn't fall, but rebounded by Freem as she goes down. Really fought for the ball there, but they're not going to end up with it. The jump ball goes to Huntington North, and they will have it with 2:32 left, down 44-18 in the third. Quick substitution as Dennis goes out and Campbell will come in for her.
And it looks like Homestead was trying to get a timeout off Coach Parker in arguments a little bit with the ref about whether or not that it was a timeout or not. Anyway, Homestead is now on defense.
And it is Campbell with it, top of the key, passes to Double at the perimeter. And now Sell with it at the left wing, takes the three, can't get it to fall. Patterson with another rebound. She's nearing another double-double on the season as she takes it across the timeline. Pass to Kensley, is out to Bottoms. Bottoms with it, trying to find some space. Gives it to Patterson, who gets a turnaround, not a three, but a two, and it falls as Homestead's up 46-18 with 1:50 left in the third, and Huntington North trying to get some points off now across the court. As Campbell takes it and takes a three, can't get it to fall. Evie Bottoms for the Spartans with it now. Kensley takes the outlet pass and the three. Quick possession again from Homestead. It's been all about up-tempo play for the Spartans and showed it there with that three-pointer. 49-18 now with 1:23. And now it's the Vikings with it on the other end as Sell passes to Jennings, who gives it to Double. Double in the right wing, passes out to Holzinger to Sell. Now Jennings with it, who gives it to Campbell. Campbell to Double at the top of the key. Spending a lot of time out in the perimeter. And now Campbell with it. Gives it to Holzinger to Sell. Passing all around. And now Double with it again. 53 seconds left. They're taking a lot of time off the clock as Double drives inside on Kensley. Can't get the shot, but gets the foul. And she will go to the line for two. As the Vikings have drawn 2 fouls so far in this second half, and we'll try to get some points.
That foul right there on Maggie Kinsley, her first of the game so far, and she has 13 points. This may be one of the best games she had as she exits the game, and Maggie Kinsley just playing some phenomenal basketball. 13 points, 2 shots from beyond the arc, just playing incredible, not missing any of her shots today.
Both free throws fall, and you said Kensley came out, Ruggles came in for her, and now it's Homestead ball with 47 seconds left. Trying to go up tempo, Stevens has it inside to Patterson, who gets a shot off and some contact with it. She'll go to the line to take 2 with 43 seconds left. Homestead up 49-20 here in the third.
Sydney Freem looks like she's about to come into the game.
And actually appears as if she's going to stay out for this upcoming possession as Patterson prepares for the second free throw. And it falls. So Homestead up 51-20 now. And here's the substitution with Sydney Freem coming in for Patterson. And Huntington North going to inbound it with Campbell taking it across the timeline. Passes to Sell. Sell to Double at the top of the key. 34 seconds left. They have to find a way to get the ball in the hoop to finish off this third quarter. Double with it now. Campbell gonna take it at the left wing. 22 seconds left. Holzinger over to Double at the right wing. They're playing around the perimeter as they have all night long. Sell with it at the top of the key. Passes to Campbell. Campbell to Holzinger. 10 seconds left. Double with it. Double trying to cut inside. No space. Passes out to Campbell for a deep three. Doesn't fall. And Ruggles couldn't get the rebound as it's off Homestead. Huntington North will get an inbound with 2.2 seconds left and a chance to decrease the 51-20 lead Homestead has built before the third quarter ends. Here comes the inbound. Finds Double in the right corner, takes a shot inside and just short. And as we enter the fourth quarter, Homestead's gonna be up 51-20.
Homestead came into the third quarter with fire. They just came in playing a lot better than they were before, and they showed up in that third quarter, extending their lead to now 31 points.
And we're going to take a short break, but stay tuned as next up we'll be giving you some coverage of the fourth quarter of this Homestead-Huntington North matchup. Homestead's up 51-20. We'll be right back.
Rethink your limits.
Sports broadcasts.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carry-out by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage.
Hate to cut into the break again, but we got some Homestead basketball to cover, and now Stock is with it for the Spartans as the fourth quarter begins. And Patterson has it, takes a pull-up J inside the paint, doesn't fall, rebounded by Holzinger for the Vikings. And Double is going to be the one to take it across the timeline. Gives it to Campbell. Campbell over to Sell in the right corner. Double teamed with no space, forced to pass out, but gets a pass straight from Campbell. Drives inside, and it's going to be Grace Sell going to the line after drawing contact on the shot. She'll go to the line for two.
And we talked about halfway through the third quarter, our Homestead was staying pretty clean, no fouls, and already three pretty crucial fouls, shooting fouls, that have sent Huntington North to the line.
And now will be, the second free throw does fall for Grace Sell. And Homestead's gonna take it now. And Patterson over to Kensley, Sullivan. Homestead's up 51-22. Stock with it now at the top of the key. Three doesn't fall, rebounded by Campbell for the Vikings, and Double's gonna take it. Passes right back to Campbell, cuts inside, back out to Sell, and now Double with it in the left wing. Gives it to Holzinger inside. Dishes to Sell, Sell back to Double. Double over to Campbell at the right wing. Gives it to Holzinger at the top of the key. Dishes to Sell, Sell inside to Campbell, right back to Holzinger. Great possession from the Vikings as Holzinger gets the layup. And now down 51-24 with 6:40 left in the fourth.
Huntington North looked like they were actually able to get past the Homestead defense this time. Definitely starting to figure them out late in the fourth.
Sullivan's going to take a three, and a great possession by the Spartans. Passed it around, found Sullivan open at the right wing, and now up 30 with 6:22 left in the fourth.
Grace Sullivan, not usually a huge scorer, mainly just the key behind all the passing on the offense. Knocks down a three right there. We've seen her able to do that many times this season and last season so far.
And now it's Campbell with it for the Vikings, and got caught up in the corner, and I believe it was tipped out by Stock. Huntington North will retain possession. And here comes the inbound. It will be double for the Vikings with 6:06 left. Passes to Campbell. Campbell driving inside on Stock. Can't find enough space and passes back out to double at the perimeter. Double to Sell across the court to the left wing. Back across the court to Campbell at the right. And now it's double with it at the top of the key. Makes a dribble move on Kinsley. Can't open up enough space though. And now it's Campbell with it at the left wing. Trying to cut inside, can't find a room. Passes to Arnold. Arnold, a great pass to Sell, who cuts inside with the layup. Doesn't fall though, rebounded by Patterson on the fast break, and not a clean pass from Patterson, as now it's Sell with it for the Vikings. A turnover with 5:20 left in the fourth. It will be Vikings on the other side with double in possession, who passes to Campbell to the left corner. He's gonna drive to the left wing, passes inside to Arnold, trying to cut inside on Patterson, blocked on the shot. Rebounded by Stevens, a great block by Patterson as Sullivan's with it now on the fast break. Passes out to Stock in the right corner, who can't get the three off. Rebounded by Sullivan. And right after the rebound, Coach Parker's gonna go ahead and take a timeout. Not the cleanest start to this fourth quarter for the Spartans, as just under 5 minutes left. Homestead's up 54-24.
Coach Parker did not look happy when calling that timeout. Their Homestead just struggling on offense, struggling on defense. They've already given up 4 points in this quarter, which does not seem like a lot, but when you look at the rest of the game, it is a lot, and they're just breaking down on defense. And on offense, just not able to get clean shots off. You saw Molly Stock lose the ball there and put up a somewhat wild three, and that's when Coach Parker calls the timeout. And also, Ayanna Patterson's pass was completely deflected, and it was going through too much traffic. So Coach Parker definitely not pleased with what he's seeing on offense.
Along with defense as well. Huntington North tried to play around the perimeter to start things off. Couldn't really get things going. Now they're all around the court and getting their offense back into gear. And now it's Homestead with it on the inbound, as Stock has at the top of the key. Tried to pass in the paint to Patterson, but it's tipped by Taylor Double. However, Homestead will retain possession, and it'll be Sullivan inbounding it with 4:49 left, up 30. Passes out to Patterson over the head of Double. Takes a pull-up J, just short, and it's rebounded by Stevens, who was going out of bounds to get the rebound, and the ref's gonna say she stepped out, as that'll be Vikings ball now.
Ayanna Patterson has not been shooting well in the second half. Definitely not as well as she was in the first half. Not making the easy shots she needs to in order to get 20 points this game.
And Sell with it now at the top of the key for the Vikings. Passes out to Double on the right wing. Guarded closely by Kinsley, not gonna let her move at all, and forces a bad pass stolen by Sullivan. Fast break, Stevens with it now, gets the fast break layup, and Homestead extending their lead 56-24 now with 4:10 left in the fourth.
And there you go, right there. That is the threat of Grace Sullivan on defense. She's so quick. She can just go and take the steal and get an easy assist for 2.
And now it's Huntington North on the other side with it. Campbell guarded closely by Stock at the top of the key. Goes to the right wing, passes inside to Sell, but not a clean pass. Great defense by Molly Stock. Forces the bad pass and the turnover, as Homestead's gonna have it now. And a quick substitution as Evie Bottoms comes in for Grace Sullivan. 3:50 left in the fourth. Homestead up 56-24. Stevens with it now. Passes to Kinsley at the top of the key. Takes the three, doesn't fall. Patterson with the rebound and gets the putback over Addison Dennis. And now 58-24.
That is 20 points on the game for Patterson once again. That is her third 20-point game in a row, just continuing to be so dominant.
And another turnover from the Vikings. Double tried to take it up, but Kinsley able to knock it out of her hands. Double tried to corral it before it went out of bounds, but turns out to be a turnover on the Vikings. Homestead gets it right back. 3:28 now. And here comes the bench for the Spartans, as Landrigan, Hillary Adams comes in, and Sydney Freem. And Evie Bottoms now with it at the left corner. couldn't get a clean pass to Freem inside as it's tipped out, but Homestead retains possession. Hillary Adams with the inbound, passes inside to Kinsley, who tries to get a shot over Arnold, but doesn't fall. Taylor with the rebound for the Vikings. At the top of the key, passes to Sell. Sell now at the top of the key, cut from the left wing, passes right back to Double. Double to Arnold to Sell. Over to Jennings, who gives it back to Double at the top of the key. 2:45 left now in the fourth. Trying to take a screen from Dennis, goes the opposite direction. And now Sell with it at the top of the key, taking the pass from Double, trying to cut around. Passes to Dennis inside. Can't find any space, and another sloppy pass from the Vikings as that one was off the hands of Grace Sell. That'll be another turnover for Huntington North, excuse me. And Homestead's gonna take possession right back with 2:30 left in the fourth, up 58-24.
Maggie Kinsley just got subbed out of the game for Taylor Ruggles. What a great game that Kinsley had. Probably one of the best we've seen out of her this entire season.
Now it's Homestead with it. Hillary Adams at the top of the key, takes the three in and out. Can't get the shot to fall. Homestead can't get the rebound either. Ruggles almost had it, but it goes out of bounds. And now the Vikings are gonna have it with 2:15 left, down 58-24. Double's gonna take it across the timeline. Passes to Jennings, who gives it to Holzinger. Holzinger, top of the key, back to Double at the right wing. Double passes inside to Dennis. Another pass that cannot get to the Vikings, but Dennis fights for it and able to force the jump ball, and possession goes back to Huntington North.
Homestead's defense, even though their main starters are out, this backup squad is still playing aggressively on defense, still playing like the score is 0-0.
And the inbound goes to Caitlin Arnold, and she fought for the ball there. And I believe they're going to call a foul on Hillary Adams there as they fought for the inbound. Huntington North will retain possession with Double inbounding it to Jennings, who has it at the left wing. Trying to cut inside on Freem. Can't get it. Passes out to Arnold, who gives it to Holzinger. Gives it to Double. Jennings with it now at the left corner. Passes to Dennis to Double at the right wing for three. Can't hit it. Rebounded by Freem of the Spartans. 1:30 left. And Landrigan's going to take it across the timeline. Helmkamp with it now. Passes over to Adams. Adams to Ruggles at the top of the key. Helmkamp with it now. Now it's Adams with it. And Landrigan takes it from Adams, who gives it to Ruggles to Helmkamp at the right wing. Trying to cut inside. Homestead pretty much passing it around, trying to retain possession for the rest of this 1:05 as Ruggles has it now. Over to Adams, who's going to take the three, and it doesn't fall. Rebounded by Holzinger for the Vikings. 55 seconds left for Huntington North to get some points as Double crosses the timeline for Huntington North. Now it's Jennings with it, the left wing. Passes inside to Dennis. Dennis at the free throw line, passes to Holzinger at the perimeter. Holzinger over across the court to Double. And now it's Holzinger with it again. Tries to get a pass off to Dennis inside, can't get it clean, but corrals it, passes out to Double, who cuts inside and gets the layup to fall with 25 seconds left. Huntington North down 58-26 now with 19 left, and Homestead ball, Landrigan with it. And I'm assuming, oh no, Hillary Adams is gonna take a three and hit it with 10 seconds left. I was assuming they were gonna hold on to the ball, let the clock run out, but they take a three. And as time runs down, Double's gonna take a buzzer beater for the Vikings. It won't fall. Homestead will win 61-26 over the visiting Vikings. Quite the game from the Spartans.
And what a game Homestead played. They really showed up in the second half, even more than they did in the first half. Just locking down defense, not letting Huntington North get any balls even near the basket. Most of the shots for Huntington North were far back shots. No layups, only 2 points for the center, Caitlin Arnold, and just shows how dominant Homestead is, centered around Ayanna Patterson, Grace Sullivan, Molly Stock on defense, and their defense, they really came to play.
The defense was exactly what got Homestead the win here. 61 points was certainly around the expectation area, the 50s or the 60s when it came to offensive output. 26 points, holding Huntington North to 26 points was a huge factor in the victory today. That was something that was not expected, but was certainly received well by Coach Parker and the Spartan fans. That was just a great game defensively for Homestead, especially near the end. It seemed like Huntington North could not get a clean pass off, and it really showed near the end of that game as Homestead extended their lead and pulled away with a huge win. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Don't forget to catch Matt Saalfrank alongside Chris Corman next Tuesday for the boys basketball season opener against the visiting Huntington North Vikings. That will be on YouTube and 91.1 FM with tip-off at 7:30 p.m. Thanks to our radio sponsors, Casa Ristorante, First Federal Savings Bank, Moe's Southwest Grill, and Marco's Pizza for making this broadcast possible. Once again, your final score, Homestead 61, Huntington North 26. Thanks for listening to today's coverage of Homestead Athletics. For Anthony Gery, I'm Brayden Carroll, signing off from Spartan Arena. Enjoy tonight's game. Or sorry, no, we already had tonight's game. Good night.